Honorable Chair, Mohammad Abdul Karim Sir, Associate Professor, Government Teachers Training College, Mymensingh, honorable participants and honorable viewers, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening and welcome to our ETAB webinar series. I am Raufun Nahar, Assistant Teacher, Mojida Government High School, Tongi, Gazipur. ETAB stands for English Teachers Association of Bangladesh, which has a great motto, cooperate teachers, empower teachers. Its vision is to empower all English teachers, enabling them to teach English effectively and interestingly. The aim of ETAB is also to support English teachers to improve their professional and leadership skills so that they can meet the need of 21st century English education and achieve SDG 4. One of most important objectives of ETAB is to foster brotherhood and fraternity among all teachers from all levels, primary, secondary, secondary, including tertiary, including general, technical, and madrasa also. It is said that teachers are architects of nation. In this pandemic situation, COVID-19 pandemic situation, when all the educational institutions are closed and students are staying at home, in this situation, teachers has come forward. They are trying their best to be connected with their students, and they are trying their best to help them students to keep their studies going on. Teachers started using technology long before in their classroom, but now they have started using technology in full swing. Those who didn't use technology, many of them have started using technology right now. And many of them are eager to start using technology. Many of them are struggling. Many of them are working hard to cope up with their with using technology. In this situation, ETAB has taken a great initiative by arranging a series of online training sessions. The aim of this training session is to train teachers on how to teach, how to conduct remote teaching in pandemic situation and other disaster situation. This training, this skill can be this using technology can be go side by side when face-to-face teaching will be started. Today's session is third session in this training session. The topic is about on setting Zoom meeting for online class and supporting colleagues. Here we get two parts. Using Zoom, we can conduct our online class, and another thing, today's experience, today's knowledge, we can share with our colleagues so that they can also conduct their online classes and official meetings. In this situation, today's presentation will is divided into three parts. Our honorable guest speaker will start with PowerPoint presentation, and Share the screen. If you allow me, I want to share the screen. Or sir, if you have the screen, then you can share it with me.
Please, Shamsuddin sir, would you please give me permission to for hosting, please? Would you please give me permission again?
Okay. I'm introducing him. He's Mr. Abu Nasser Muhammad Sufyan. Is an EFL teacher who has been teaching English for the last 24 years in a private college and in some government secondary schools. At present, he is working as an English language teacher in Sylhet Government Pilot High School. He worked as a master trainer of English in TQI SAFE, Ministry of Education, for 8 years. He also worked as a master trainer of curriculum and teacher's curriculum guide under CC. Presently, he is working as a master trainer of e-learning, CA and LSBE under CC, Ministry of Education. He is a presenter, writer, and ELT and educational technology researcher. He is also currently working as a British Council's ambassador. He is also a US Exchange Program alumnus and TEA fellow. Mr. Sufyan had been trained in ELT and educational technology from California State University, USA, Manukau Institute of Technology and Wellington College, New Zealand, and Tata Infotech, India. As a cluster coordinator, Mr. Sufyan visited a number of schools and colleges in the UK under Connecting Classroom project of British Council. Mr. Sufyan had graduated with honors in English and also obtained his postgraduate degree in English. He also obtained BEd and MA degree. Honorable participant, before going to start our presentation, I would like to request our Honorable Chair, Mohammad Abdul Karim Sir, Associate Professor English, Government Teachers Training College, Mymensingh, to deliver his inaugural speech. Sir, please, sir.
Thank you very much, Rapunnaha. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We're hearing you,
So,
sir.
first of all, I would like to thank
Yes, sir.
Rapunnaha for her wonderful introduction to the webinar, as well as to the facilitator. And I would like to welcome everyone to today's webinar on setting up a Zoom meeting for online class and supporting colleagues. So not only in this pandemic situation, delivering online sessions is important in also in normal situation. Could I request everyone to please mute your microphone? Thank you. So this is really an important topic today because almost all the teachers in our country from primary to tertiary level, they are conducting sessions online. And also all of us are capable of conducting sessions using Zoom, but it has more other functions that will be discovered today by our facilitator. He is highly experienced, trained at home and abroad on teaching English using ICT in the field of teaching. So I believe all the participants, teachers, will get benefit from this presentation. So I would request all the participants to take part actively, and also at the end, when there is a question and answer session, you can also ask questions to be clear about the presentations. From our last presentation, webinar, I would like to request our facilitator today, Mr. Abu Nasser Muhammad Sufyan Sir, to use, to some extent, Bangla side by side of English, because the session is highly technical. So in these technical sessions, so if Bangla is used sometimes, it would be easier for us to catch all the, receive all the information about the technology. So I don't want to talk much. Let's enjoy the session from our facilitator. Now I would like to request Mr. Abu Nasser Muhammad Sufyan sir to start his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir Abu Sufyan, sir, please start your presentation, and hope all our honorable participants will enjoy the session. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Start, sir.
Thank you, sir. Do you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, we
Yes, sir.
can hear.
Yeah. Is everything okay?
Yes,
Okay, we
sir.
can also see
Okay.
your slides.
Nice screen. Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Uh, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome you all to the training session on Zoom arranged by ITHAB. I'm really honored and humbled to be here in this virtual platform. I'd like to thank all the members of ITHAB and especially Executive Committee for arranging such a training session and inviting me. I'd like to thank Professor Muhammad Abdul Karim for being the chair of this session, and of course the moderator Raufun Nahar, a renowned secondary English teacher. I'm also pleased to have with me so many English teachers from different schools and colleges of Bangladesh, and I'd like to congratulate you all for your sincere effort and craving for professional development. So dear colleagues, why are you here? This is a basic question, and I think you are here because you want to make your students smile, you want to help your students and colleagues, you want to help them to grow and learn, you want to promote and support them, you want to help them to adapt and adjust to the new normal situation. Dear colleagues, I am speaking to you in just a moment when the whole world is going through a crucial moment. The planet Earth is paralyzed because of COVID-19. The schools are closed and it's uncertain when they will reopen. The students are confined in home. The teachers are struggling with new technology to support their students from home. So during this pandemic time, we the teachers are enjoying more freedom, but we are passing busier time than before. So teaching from home in this coronavirus world using various virtual platforms has become the reality. And in this context, Zoom app has occupied a great place as a teaching tool. And that's why today it has arranged this training session. So, dear teachers, I am going to share the screen, and please tell me whether you are just seeing my presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Everything is okay.
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, dear colleagues, I heartily welcome you to this session. And the name of the session is Setting Up a Zoom Meeting for Online Class and Supporting Colleagues. So there are two segments of this presentation. First of all, how to set up a Zoom meeting for an online class, to prepare an online class, and how to support your colleagues. So, dear colleagues, this is all about me, and I don't think I should explain it more about me and who am I. So I'm going to the next slide. Moving to the next slide. This is the learning outcome. These are two learning outcomes of today's session. They are, after the session, the participants, that is, you will be able to use Zoom app for conducting class, for conducting an online class, and you will be share ideas with your colleagues to use and conduct a Zoom class. So dear colleagues, I'd like to invite you to look at the slide. Just have a look at the slide. You see, this is a virtual classroom using the Zoom app. The teacher is smiling and the students are also smiling. So what's the value of the smile? I think the smile of learner is the most valuable gift for a teacher. And dear colleagues, I'd like to invite you to have another look at this slide. You see, the teacher is very much happy. She is very delighted to see her students online. And from this slide, I'd like to point this idea that the smile of a teacher is the most valuable gift for a learner. So we would like to smile and would like to make our learners smile, and that is why we are trying so hard. So dear colleagues, I have divided today's session in 3 segments, and there the first segment is I will have a PowerPoint presentation for 30 minutes with you. Then I will have a practice session with you for 20 minutes. That's going to be a practical session. And last of all, there will be a question answer session for 10 minutes. So dear colleagues, this is the logo of Zoom app. And this one is the logo of Google Meet. This one is the logo of Skype. And this one is the logo of Microsoft Teams. So all those platforms are more or less same, but they have some special features. They have some differences. And the teachers of whole the world, they are using those platforms for teaching their students, for meeting, for training. So at the very beginning of my presentation, I'd like to invite you to just tell me how many of you use Zoom, how many of you use Google Classroom, Google Meet, how many of you use Skype, or how many of you use Microsoft Teams. And please write in the chat box. I'll try to have a look at it. How many of you have account in Zoom? This small survey is just to get a little bit idea about you, about your skills. How many of you are the beginner for Zoom app? And how many of you have the first-hand knowledge of Zoom? And how many of you are advanced user of Zoom? That is, you are using Zoom for teaching, for training, for conference, for meeting. Okay. So dear colleagues, why is Zoom so popular? According to me, as I think, according to my opinion, because I have been using Zoom for last 4 or 5 months to teach my students in my school. So I think Zoom is very much user-friendly. This is one of the most important features of Zoom. The second thing is that Zoom can be used from multiple devices. It can be accessed from computer, it can be accessed from laptop, from Android phone, from smartphone, from tablet. Okay. And another very important feature of Zoom is that Zoom is specially, it is being used for teaching, for training, and for meeting, because there are a number of tools which are specially suitable for teaching, training, and meeting. So dear colleagues, at the very beginning, I think there are various types of, different types of learners here. Some of you might not have very beginning idea about Zoom. Some might be very advanced learners, and some might have first-hand knowledge about Zoom. So the first of all, how to sign up Zoom, or how to make an account of Zoom. Just want to just turn on my video. Please wait for just 1 minute. Okay, so how to sign up? How to sign up means how to create an account in Zoom. So first of all, you have to go to Google and you have to write in the search box, you see zoom.us. So if you have pen and papers with you, sometimes you can take notes. I'd like to request you to take some notes. It will be very much helpful to you if you take notes. So first of all, we have to write zoom.us in the search box of Google, and it will take us to the website of Zoom. And the first page of the website will be opened before us, and you will get an option. I have showed you with the arrow mark. You will see that there is an option called sign up. It's free. So you have to click on sign up. It's free to create an account, and it will take you to the next page. And this page is showing you sign up free, and you have to type your email address here, and you have to type this CAPTCHA code here. So the CAPTCHA code means these are some numbers and some letters, so that the Zoom authority wants to know that you are not a robot. You are not trying to hack their website. So you have to type this CAPTCHA code here in this box, and you have to type your email address in this box, and then you have to click on sign up. And it will take you to another page, and here is a message for you. We have sent an email to sufyan@gmail.com. So this is my Gmail address. So actually, a message will go to your own email address, and you have to open the email account. You have to open your own email, and you will get a message. And what is the message? You see, this is a simple message. I have showed it to you because this message was sent to me. It says that, hello Sufyan AGSP@gmail.com. Welcome to Zoom. So they are saying that I have to activate my account. So I have to click. I have to go to my Gmail account, and then I have to activate Zoom. So I have to click on that option, activate account. Then it will take you to another page where Zoom is telling you that welcome to the Zoom, and they are telling you to give your first name, your last name, your password, and then you have to repeat your password here to confirm it. Then you have to click on continue button, and it will take you to the next page. And the next page is invite your colleagues. So I'd like to request you to skip that page, because there is a button below it that you see here, skip this step, because I am just creating my new account. So at this time, I don't like to invite my colleagues. So I have to skip this step, and I'll move to the next page. And it says that start your test meeting. That is, I have already created my account. Now I can start my new meeting. Okay, now you can start your new meeting, or you can go to your own account. So if you click on start meeting now, you can start a new meeting, or if you click on that box, go to my account, it will take you to your account. And this is a sample account. This account is of mine, but I have showed it to you as an example. So it will take you to your own account, Zoom account. So dear colleagues, this is how you have to create an account, or you have to sign up Zoom. However, if you don't, next what you have to do, you have to download the Zoom app from Google Play Store or from Google, and you have to keep it in your desktop. And this is actually the logo of Zoom, and this is the logo of Zoom app. So if you click on Zoom app in your desktop, it will take you say you are going to create a new meeting. So in your desktop, you have the Zoom app. So click on the Zoom app. This is the Zoom app, and it will take you to the next page. It says that join meeting or sign in. So what does join meeting means? Join meeting means you are joining in a meeting as a participant, not as a host. But if you want to become a host, you have to click on sign in. So please remember, if you are going to participate in a meeting just as a participant, you have to click on join a meeting. But if you are a host and if you want to do hosting in a meeting, you have to click on sign in button, sign in option. And if you click on sign in, it will take you to the next page. Most of the things I am explaining here from the perspective of a host, because a teacher will be the host while conducting a class in his school. So I am hosting in my school. So I think you are going to be the host. So that's why I am actually explaining it from the perspective of a host. So to create a new meeting or to create a schedule of a new meeting, I have just come here. It's saying that enter your email address and then you have to put your password. That is the email address with which you have created your account and the password that you have given for creating this account. So you have to type the email address and then you have to type the password here, and it will take you to the next page, and it looks like that. It looks like that. There are 4 icons here. You see new meeting, then there is join meeting, there is schedule meeting, and there is share screen. So to create a new meeting or to create a schedule of a meeting, what you have to do? You have to click on that button. You have to click on schedule. So when you will click on schedule, it will take you to the next page. And this page looks like that, schedule meeting. So a schedule has already been created. This is a simple schedule which I have created for my school, for my students. You see, in the topic, I have written Zoom class SGPHS. It means Zoom class Sylhet Government Pilot High School, class 10, date. I have given the date here, and you have to type it manually. Then you have to type the time manually. That is, the duration of my class is 3 to 5 p.m. Okay. And the next option is the date. So here there will be default setting of date. So you don't need to type it, the date. And there will be time. The time is also default setting, but you have to change the time. If the class starts 3 p.m., then you have to write here 3 p.m. And don't worry about the 30 minutes duration, because Zoom will extend it, and you don't need to worry about it. So you don't need to change it. And next, go to the meeting ID. If you think that you will not use your personal meeting ID for every meeting, you will create a new meeting ID. Then you have to click on it. That is generate automatically. So Zoom will create a new meeting ID for every meeting for you. Okay, so that is much more safer according to me, because you don't need to use your personal meeting ID. And then next to it, you have to create your password, and it is actually written passcode, or it is, we say passcode or password. It's okay, no problem. So you have to give a very easy password or passcode here, and if you click on this button, it means that you are enabling the waiting room. That is, the participants will wait in the meeting room. But if you don't click here, the participants will not waiting in the meeting room. So it's enabling waiting room means the participants will wait in the meeting room and then you will admit them. And if you just click on off button, the video will remain off, and then after entering into the meeting, you can actually unmute the video. And then you will click on the save button and your schedule of a new meeting will be created. So I go to the next page. Here the schedule of a new meeting is here. If I click here, online class of Sylhet Government Pilot High School, if I click here, you will see the next page will come, and you see here is online class of Sylhet Government Pilot High School, class 9, and there is date, and this is the schedule of my new meeting. That is, for my class, I have created this schedule. So this is how you can create a schedule for a new meeting. So dear colleagues, you see, this one is actually the picture of so many tools of drones, and we have to know how to use those tools. These are very important. So I have prepared a number of slides for you so that you can have a clear idea how to use the different tools of drone. This is called mute. It means it is related to sound or audio. This is video symbol, and this one is the security symbol. This is the participants option. This one is the chat option. This one is the share screen option. And this one is recording option. This one is breakout rooms, and this one is reactions. So sequentially, I'll try to explain all those things, and in the practice session, we'll try to show you how those tools are you can use in your real classroom. Okay. So first of all, you see the first one is audio, or this is actually audio tool. So when you will enter into a meeting, you will see this button is on the left-hand corner, at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on this sign of the video, if you click on this sign, there will be a lot of options here. These options will appear that you have to select a microphone. So whether you are selecting microphone of your system, that is of your computer, or you are using an external microphone, so you have to select whether if it is an external microphone, you have to select it, and if it is the microphone your computer system, you have to select it. Then you have to select the speaker, and then you have to there are some more options, audio setting, but there are advanced options. I don't think that it's very necessary for you. So in this way, you have to select your microphone and speaker, and after that you can test your speaker and microphone, whether your microphone and your speaker is okay or not. So you have to click on the test button, and
Sound শোনাচ্ছে না অন্য হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে গেলে সাউন্ড আসে না
hello, can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you, but
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes, sir. We are here.
Very
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So in the audio option, there are two more important options, sub options, and they are microphone and speaker. And you have to select your microphone and speaker just after entering into the meeting, just as a part of preparation of the meeting. And then you can test your speaker and microphone. So if you click on this button, it will take you to the another option where you can test whether your microphone and your speaker is okay or not. And what does this symbol mean? This symbol means that your audio is muted. So if you click on this, this red symbol will disappear and your audio will be unmuted. Okay. And next one is the video symbol. So you can start a video just clicking on this, and the red symbol will disappear or go away. and your video will be started. And you can again stop the video just clicking on this symbol. So if you click on this arrow mark, you will get these options here. So the options are integrated webcam and A4 tag. So what does it mean? In my computer, I have two cameras. One camera is built-in camera or integrated camera, which is the internal camera of the laptop. But another camera is external camera, which name is F4 tag. So this one is actually F4 tag, which is an external camera. So if you want to use your external camera, you have to click on it. And if you want to use your internal camera, integrated webcam, then you have to click on it. So in this way, you can enable your camera in your computer system. And you can choose a virtual background. Suppose my background is that it's a real background. Behind me there is a curtain, which is a real curtain. But if you want to give a virtual background, you can click on it, and there are so many options of virtual background. And this virtual background will automatically it comes on the computer screen behind you. Okay. So these are actually choose video filter. These are some advanced options. I will try to show you in the practice session. Okay. The next option is security. This is very important for creating a meeting, for conducting a class. So if you click on security button, then you will get the options: enable waiting room. You will allow participants to share screen, or allow participants to chat, or allow participants to rename themselves, or allow participants to unmute themselves. So Zoom has given the host a lot of power to control the meeting. So these are the powers. You can lock the meeting. So if you just click on lock the meeting, right symbol will come here. So the meeting will be locked and nobody will be able to enter into the meeting. And if you just enable this option, it means that it is actually enabling the waiting room. And if I click on it, share screen, any remote user of this meeting can share screen. So if I just click on share screen, anybody from this meeting can share his or her screen in this meeting. And if you just click on it, chat option will be able, and the participants will be able to chat. If you click on it, the participants will be able to rename themselves. Sometimes some participants enter into the meeting room with a fake name, and they can rename their own name, and they can give the real name by if you give them power to do it. And if you click on it, the participants will be able to unmute themselves. Okay. So this is the security option. The next one is participants. So if you click on participant option, on the top right corner, you will see the number of the participants here. Say in this meeting, there are 50 participants. So you can see the number of the participant, and you can see the list of the participants here. And you can see beside the name, there is audio or video symbol. So you can mute or unmute any participants you would like to do that. And in the more options, there are some more options here. On the bottom right corner, you will get invite option. So during the meeting, you can invite any participants by giving your ID and password. And there is another option which is very important, that is mute all. So if you just click on the mute all participants will be muted. But Zoom will ask you whether the participants can unmute themselves or whether they need your permission. So in that case, you have to give that option. And in this way, either the participants will be able to unmute themselves, or you will ask the participants to unmute themselves. Okay. So there is another very important option, and that is chat. And chat option, in the chat option, there are 3 options here: no one, host only, and everyone publicly. So if you just click on no one, participants will not be able to chat with anybody in the meeting. Please remember, if you click on no one, participants of the meeting will not be able to chat with anyone. If you click just beside the host only, the participants can only chat with the host, but with nobody. If you click on everyone publicly, the participants will be able to chat with everyone, but it will be public. And there's another option, privately. So it's not actually appearing here. If you click on it, the participants will be able to chat between themselves privately. So these are the options of chat. And beside the chat option, there is another, you see, there is another symbol of file, and there are 3 dots here. So if you click on the dots, you will get these options. You will find Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, Box, or your computer. And it's a great tool, I think, because if you click on the dots, you will find these options. So Dropbox is a cloud-based apps, or we can say it's a kind of cloud-based folder where you can keep your files and folders. And Google Drive, everybody know it. What is Google Drive? We can keep our so many files and folders on the cloud by using Google Drive. And Box is just like Dropbox, and your computer means the files and folders in your computer. So if you would like to share any of the files, any of the materials with your students, you can click on computer and go to that particular folder and open the folder and open the file, and you can just share it with your students. Okay, that is, by chatting option, you can share any material with your students. Okay, so the next one would like to move on it. It's a shared screen. Shared screen means you are sharing the screen of your computer with the other people of the meeting. So there are 3 options here. You see basic, advanced, and files. So we need the basic option. In the basic option, you will see there is an option, it is called screen. Another option is whiteboard, and another option is iPhone or iPad. So these 2 options are very important, screen and whiteboard. And I would like to show you how to use them. Okay. So next, go to the next. Okay. So you see that when you will click on share screen, it will take you to that kind of page. It looks like that. You are seeing that there is basic option and advanced options and file options. So if you click on the basic options, it will show you another 3 options. That is, one option is screen, another option is whiteboard, and another option is iPad or iPhone. So if you click on screen, that is, it will show the screen of your computer, and you can access any files or folders of your computer. And if you click on whiteboard, you can open a whiteboard, and you can write anything, you can draw anything, you can type anything on that whiteboard, just like a real whiteboard. You can type anything, you can draw anything, or you can write anything here. Okay, the next option is actually, it's not much more important, it's advanced option. So there are 4 options under it. And the next option is, it is called files. That is, you can share any files to those tools. That is Dropbox, Microsoft Drive, Google Drive, or Box. From those folders, you can share any files with your students or learners. So dear colleagues, this is much more important. While you are going to share screen, you see, while sharing screen, you will see that this toolbar will appear on the top of the screen. Normally, it remains at the bottom of the screen. But while sharing screen, you will see that this toolbar has gone on the top of the page. So you see there is mute, there is stop video, there is security, there is participants option, there are some new options here, say new share and pause share, annotate, and more. So I have written the list of all the options here. Mute means you can mute any participants from here while sharing screen. Stop means you can stop any video. And security means you are getting all the security options here while sharing screen. And participants mean you can see all the participants from here. New share, that is if you want to open a new tab in your computer. And pause share means you want to stop your sharing for some time. And annotate, that's very important, I think, because if you click on annotate, a number of tools will appear on the screen. And if you click on more options, again, there are some very important options which are very necessary for conducting your class by sharing screen. I'll try to share it with you. So how you will stop share? If you click on the red button, stop share, the screen sharing will be stopped. So I'm going to explain these two very important tools. One is annotate and another is more option. Okay, so I'm going to that. When you will click on annotate, these tools will be appeared. These tools are mouse, select, text, draw, stamp, then spotlight, eraser. Okay, so these are very important. These are very important. So what you can do now is that you can you have some security issues here, because while sharing screen, some of the participants may draw something in your screen, and they write something on your screen, and they can create a kind of problem for you. So if you go to the more option, here, and you see a disable annotation for others. So if you click on disable annotation for others, nobody will be able to draw anything or write anything or create any problem for you while sharing screen. But if you enable annotation for other, it means that you are giving the power to the participants to write anything on your screen or to draw anything on your screen. So while conducting your class in the real classroom, especially with the young learners, you have to disable the annotation for others. This is my suggestion. Okay, if you want to identify who is annotating, then you can enable this option, identify annotator's name. And if you click on this option, then the participants or the learner who is annotating, his name will appear on the screen. Okay, so these are actually very important for sharing screen in the real classroom. And the next option we would like to move on to it, that is record option. If you want to record your presentation, you can click on the record button. This is the record button. You can click on it, and this will take you to another option that is called continue recording. And you have to click on continue recording button, and it will then there are two options will be appeared here: pause or stop recording. So if you want to stop your recording for some time, then you have to click on the pause button. But if you want to stop it, you have to click on the stop button, stop recording. The recording will be stopped. And again, if you click on it, resume recording, the recording will be resumed or it will be started again. So after the meeting, what happens to the recording? After the meeting, the computer will automatically convert the recording into file, and it will be saved in your document folder of your computer. You don't have anything to do, just you will wait and the computer will convert the recording and it will be saved automatically in the document folder. So with this tool, that is with the recording tool, you can record a video class. If you want to upload it in Facebook, you can record a video class, or you can record a screen share class by Zoom very easily, and that will create an MP4 video or MP3 audio. So there will be two files. One file will be video files, and another file will be created, that is audio file. So you can use a video file or audio file to share with your students. And the last option, last but not least, there is breakout rooms. Breakout rooms is very important. Some of you have might this kind of question, that in online class, is it possible for the teacher to do group work or pair work with the students? Yes. If you know how to use breakout rooms, you can divide your students into several groups. So how can you do that? You have to click on the breakout room options, and it will tell you to create rooms. So this option will appear, and you have to click on create rooms, and there will be two options here, automatically and manually. You see there are two options here, automatically and manually. So if you click on automatically, that is Zoom will divide 40 or 50 participants or 50 learners into several groups. Say, for example, in my class, there were 40 participants or 40 students. But so Zoom has divided them into 6 groups. In this way, you can divide your students into 6 or 7 groups, and they will be divided into 7 groups separately, and you can visit each group, and you can assign them some works, and you can, after 5 minutes, you can stop the breakout rooms, and they will automatically come to the main session. Okay. And there is another one is very important, reaction button. Reaction button means the participants are showing reaction to you. So if you click on it, that's actually hands button, thumbnail, and you can see that clapping most probably, and this one is a symbol of love, and these are some emojis. So the participants, or you can show the reaction through these symbols, and these are very important. In your picture, in participants' picture, on the picture of the participants, beside the picture of the participants, there are 3 dots. By clicking on 3 dots on any picture of any participant, you will get those options. But those options are not for the participants. All those options are actually for the host. There are some options for the participants, but most of the options are for the host, because Zoom has given host a lot of power. What are the powers? Just look at it. You can ask any participants to unmute by clicking on it. You can ask any participants to stop his video. You can ask any participants to rename. You can ask, you can, by clicking on this option, you can pin the video. It means you can just only show the video of any particular person, which will be in larger size. That is called pin video. And you can make any person host in the meeting if you click on make host. And if you can give power or control to anybody to record the meeting. So if you click on it, allow recording, any participants of the meeting will be able to record the meeting. And this option is a little bit cruel, I think, remove option. So if you think that any participant in the meeting is a fake ID, who is not a real participant, or who is creating very much trouble for the meeting, you can remove him. So if you click on it, the participant will be removed from the meeting, and you can also report about any participant to the Zoom authority by clicking on the report options. And how to invite someone during the meeting or tell them ID and password. Suppose you are in the meeting and someone is asking you about the meeting ID and password. So how will you do that? So on the top left corner, there is an icon, this icon, you see, this is the icon which will be in the top left corner of your screen. And if you click on it, there will be, you will get some meeting information. And if you click on meeting information, you will get the meeting ID and password. And there is an invite option on the bottom right corner. And if you click on it, you can copy the link of the meeting, or if you can copy the invitation of the meeting. And there is an email option here. So if you click on the email options, it will take you to the websites of the email, that is Yahoo Mail, Gmail, or Hotmail. So you can email to any participant about the meeting information, meeting ID and password. Okay? And how to end the meeting, the last one. So on the bottom right corner, you will see this option, that is end. So if you click on the end, two options will appear on the screen. One option is end meeting for all, and another option is leave meeting. So if you click on end meeting for all, the meeting will be ended, the meeting will be closed. But if you click on leave meeting, it will take you to another option, and that one is assign a new host. That is, Zoom is asking you whether you want to assign somebody as a host. So say for example, you type the name of anybody here and make him host among the participants, and assign and leave. If you click on assign and leave, you will be able to leave the meeting, and that new person, that is Tom Jones or any other participant, will be the host of the meeting. This is regarding the view. On the top right corner of the screen, you will see there are two symbols, the speaker view and the gallery view. So if you click on the speaker view, only the speaker will be shown on the screen. But if you click on the gallery view, all the participants will be shown on the screen. Okay? And these are all about using Zooms. And I will try to have a practice session with you. And before that, I have divided my sessions into mainly two segments. These segments are for how to support the colleagues in your classroom, and after going back to your real classroom, or after going back to your school, or after finishing the training session, how you would be able to support your colleagues. So according to my opinion and based on my experiences, I have prepared some slides, because I have been using Zoom for the last 4 months in my school, and I have supported my colleagues. So from my experience, I have prepared those slides. But a very important thing, I am telling it to you that everybody's context is different. So your context and my context might not be the same. So these suggestions are not actually prescription. These are suggestions. Some of the suggestions may work, and some of the suggestions may not work. So according to me, what are the things that are hindering our sincere effort to help our learners in our real classroom, especially in the context of online teaching? I think the most important things are technophobia and digital divide. So what is technophobia? Technophobia means psychological problem. It's a psychological problem. This is fear of technology, being afraid of technology, being afraid of using technology. And digital divide means the disparity or what I would like to say, the discrimination between the two groups of people regarding using of technology. So we have to minimize these two problems. We can't remove those problems, but we can at least minimize some of those problems. Okay. So I'm just speaking some of the slides. So these are the tips for starting a Zoom class in your school. So how to support your colleagues. So first of all, you have to motivate the powerful colleagues or head teachers of your school. Yes, there are some very powerful colleagues in your staff, and they are very influential, and the head teacher will take their suggestion. So first of all, your job after taking this training, if you want to start a Zoom class in your school, you have to motivate some powerful colleagues. And you have to motivate the head teachers. If you are a head teacher, oh, yes, you are dependent to some extent on some of the very powerful and influential colleagues. Then you have to consult with them, you have to motivate them, you have to arrange a training for your colleagues, but not one training, you have to arrange training frequently. And you don't get upset to take the challenge, because there will be a lot of challenge if you want to start a new thing. So you have to take that challenge. You can take help of SMC, the School Managing Committee. You can take help the local educational authority. It means USEO, Upazila Secondary Education Officer, or District Education Officer, or Deputy Director. You can take their help. You can consult with them, because you are going to do a very good thing. And you can arrange a guardian meeting and inform the guardian that, okay, we are going to start our Zoom class and you must help us, cooperate with us. And it has to be done, the guardian meeting has to be done after connecting the students and before starting your class. And you can assign a teacher to connect the students. That's very important and very challenging. Connecting students, if you do not connect the students, they don't get your ID and password. So you can connect your students through the school website, through connecting them with Google Classroom, or you can create a private Facebook group, or you can inform the students through the SMS system of your school. And you can make a messenger group of the teaching staff, and you can share your ideas. You can make another messenger group of the IT expert teachers of the school, and you can share your best practices. And you can give students new ID and password every day. So this is very challenging. If you to give students a new ID and password every day is very challenging. So if you think that there are some security issues, then you can actually pass the new ID and password every day. You can create a new password every day, and you can send it to the students very easily. Just if you upload it on the school website, they will get it. Or if you connect your students with the Google Classroom platform, you can very easily, just within a click, you can send the ID and password in the email of your students. And you can also create a permanent ID and password that is less hazardous, I think. And you can give a personal ID to each student. Say, for example, one of my students' name is Arif. He is actually, he's studying in class 9, and he's in the day shift of my school, and he's in the B section, and he is from science group, and his roll number is 2. So I have created a ID for Arif, and his ID is 9DBS2. It means Arif is studying in class 9. He is in day shift, and he is in section B, and he is in science group, and his roll number is 2. So I can easily actually identify Arif. If he enters in the meeting with this ID, I can easily assess him. I can easily identify him from which section he is actually entering into the meeting, or from which shift he is entering into the meeting. Then you can make a routine and supply it to the students, and you can start your class. Some useful tips for conducting Zoom class from my own experience. First, you have to train up your students. You have to tell them the do's and don'ts about the using of Zooms. Then you can mute your participants upon entry. While starting the new class in your school, you have to mute all the students to avoid unnecessary sound. But gradually, you can give them power to unmute themselves, okay? And unmute their video upon entry. While the students will be entered into the meeting, you will ask them to unmute their video, because this is a security issue. You have to identify all of your students. You have to know whether any fake ID has entered into the meeting or not. You have to put some students, you can put some students in waiting room, or some students are really latecomer. So if you want them that they will be waiting in the meeting room, waiting room, just like a real class. Sometimes some students, we put them out of the room, they wait for something, and after them, we give them permission to enter into the classroom. You can just like do that in the virtual class. You can remove some participants if you suspect and be sure. Okay, this is a cruel decision, but I don't like to suggest it to remove any students or participants from any class or meeting. But if he or she is creating much trouble for you, you can remove that participant. You can turn off chatting option at the initial stage. That will create a lot of problem for you because some of the students will actually write a lot of things in chatting options. They will privately chat with each other. So you have to turn off it. But gradually you have to train up and motivate your students about how to use the chat options constructively. Because if you just turn off the chat option permanently, that you are actually closing the door and don't be able to enter into the house of learning. So don't do that. Don't allow any private chatting. So private chatting option must be disabled. That's my suggestion because otherwise you'll not be able to see it. The students will privately chat with each other. Ensure the presence by screenshot. So how you will ensure the presence of the students? You can take a snapshot or a screenshot of the students on the screen and you can keep it as a record. And you can use other tools to assess and take test of your students. Only teaching is not enough. Sometimes you have to assess students and you have to take tests. You have to take tests by using Kahoot, by using Google Form, or by using Google Classroom. These are the tools for testing and assessment. And this is the last slide, I think. Always disable participants annotation, keep screen share option off, allow students to share screen whiteboard. Sometimes in real classroom, we ask our students to write something on the board. So sometimes you will allow your student to share screen and write on the whiteboard. Tell your student to raise hand if he or she has any question. Always check the chat option, okay? And always have a look at admit option because sometimes in the middle of the classroom, some of the students admit in the classroom. They seek admission in the classroom. And you can warn the latecomer by putting them in the waiting room. You can check the attention of the students randomly, whether they are actually attentive or not. So yes, there are some disruptive students. There are some students with off-task behavior. So for that kind of students, sometimes you can call the guardians because they are sitting at their home. So you need to seek the cooperation of the guardians in that case. And please use the breakout rooms for interaction, especially for group work and pair work. And last of all, you can use the real board. If you have any board at your home, you can use it. You can use your PowerPoint. You can use various game-based learning platforms, and you can share it through Zoom. You can use various kinds of visual aids. You can use some kinesthetic activities. You can use only audio for listening, especially for the English teachers. And you can please remember the types of the learners. The learners are not of the same types in a class. There are three kinds of learners. Some are auditory learners. They want to hear something from the teachers. They're very interested to hear something from the teachers. So they are auditory learners. There are some learners who are visual learners. They want to see something visually. So they love screen sharing. They love to see something on the screen, a picture or any kind of video. And there are some learners who are actually interested to do something physically. They are called kinesthetic learners. So for the kinesthetic learners, you must have some plans. And please don't linger the class. It's my suggestion that Zoom class should not be more than 1 hour because looking at the screen for a longer period of time creates health hazards. So please don't linger your class. More than 1 hour or more than 1 hour, 20 minutes. Okay. So thank you very much. Any question, please? I would like
Thank you, sir.
to stop share and I would like to invite any question from you regarding the screen share. And I'd like to go to the
Thank you, sir.
session. Okay. So
I am, sir.
please wait.
I am Abdul Subhan, sir.
Sir, please wait.
I want to ask.
Yes. We
Yes,
have
sir.
come back to the main screen and I have stopped screen sharing. So do you have any question, please?
Yes. I have a question, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Can
I'm
you
Abdul Subhan. Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
I'm Abdul Subhan Shishir from Shokipur, Tangal, assistant teacher English, Dr. Chara Shobut Bangla High School. I'm from my village home. It's a great opportunity that we can enjoy a great session. Today, 3 days, I enjoyed the session very attentively, deeply, and keep quietly. And also, this session is very beneficial, most important, most interesting for all the teachers and also of the students. And we can learn elaborately from you, Sufyan sir. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, sir. I have two questions to you, sir. After uh, signing up the Zoom apps, we can see four options: start new meeting, join meeting, schedule, and screen share. When we click the schedule, then we can use here the fixed ID that has been given me Zoom. I can they give me another ID or this ID will be fixed.
Okay, so there are two
One
options here.
question.
Yes, I'll give you the answer of the first questions. There are two questions, that is your personal ID and generate automatically. So if you want to create a new ID for every meeting, you have to click on the generate automatically. But if you want to use your own personal ID, you have to click on that option. Okay.
Yes, sir. More one question, sir. If we want to screen share from the smartphone, is it possible for me to screen share?
Yes, yes, it's possible for you from sharing your
How
screen.
is it
Yes, it
possible?
is possible.
Tell me in detail, sir.
You have to use the screen share option. In that case, if you are the host, you can do it very easily. But if you are not the host, you have to seek permission from the host, and you can share your screen, the screen of your smartphone. And in your smartphone, you can actually store a lot of materials. You can also store PowerPoint as well, PowerPoint presentation to share with your students. You can store up here digital contents to share with your students. Okay, you can do that very easily, no problem.
Thank you, sir. Abu Nasser, sir. We are very happy for your nice session and we enjoyed it. And also thanks our
Thank you,
dear
Subhan.
teacher,
Okay,
Mr. Abdul
I'd
Karim,
like
sir.
to
Thank you,
invite,
sir.
okay, thank
I'd
you,
like to
Subhan, for a good
invite
questions.
two or
So,
three.
our honorable facilitator, some questions are written in the chat box that we have
Yes.
instructed at the beginning of the session. However, one question, very important question is, someone has asked,